intro. Am I introing this one as well?
Introing which one?
Introing the third part, right?
Yeah. So maybe it's like, okay. So now that Ben and I have talked about Vampires in America, Cannibals in the Jungle, it's always something somewhere. We're going to talk today for the rest of this time about the media landscape that we find ourselves in, but also the stuff that we find ourselves in at 3 years into this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. JD just said the first intro. Oh yeah, congratulations.
I guess I'll say overall what I felt about it, right?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Give me a full season of it.
Give me more.
Quite literally, like what else can I say? Like I enjoyed it because I went into it knowing what I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm supposed to be taking seriously, right? It's going to be funny, right? Yeah. It's not the same way that I watched Cannibal in the Jungle, because that was like, I'm watching something just to watch it, whatever, right? Yeah, this one is like, I'm watching something to intake information, but not in like a sensible way, but in like a funny way that I'm gonna have to like talk about later.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know.
Like your first Cannibal in the Jungle experience was like just watching it. Your first and only, because you've only seen it one time,
I've only seen it that one time, and it left that much of a mark on me.
The kind of more passive experience of like just as like an audience member, you didn't have like the critical thinking hat.
I didn't
as much. You were just like, whoa, shit, like this is wild. Like
yeah. I'm just here to get scared, because like, listen, obviously the shit is fake. Yeah. So I'm just scared because it's scary.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm scared because it scared me, guys. What's up? And it's like, but by the time that like, I don't remember which came first, but I know when I was watching Mermaids, like the documentary type of thing, I already was coming into like, this is dumb shit fake, because I had seen when they were doing like the advertisements for it, they were already using some footage of like the mermaids itself, and I was like, this is booty ass. Like one thing about it is that this is booty ass type stuff. And then also I don't think the government would allow this on Animal Planet if this was true and real.
The truth of mermaids through a Animal Planet documentary. Yeah, probably not.
So I was like, that's booty butt.
Animal Planet not breaking too many news stories, really.
No.
In that business. Yeah.
So so Vampires in America.
Do you think that this is like, here? I'm thinking like we a few minutes ago we started kind of talking about like Vampires in America and kind of brought in Cannibal. So like maybe we'll just like throw an intro outro and record those at the end, and then keep moving. Do you think like the nature of Vampires in America as a show, do you think that necessarily changes the like relationship to the audience? Because like I can see how you can kind of be like, this is very real. You can keep that up for like a feature length thing, right? Like Cannibal in the Jungle, they're going for like 90 minutes. Vampires in America also about 90 minutes, but they're building it off more, right? And like the same way with like Mountain Monsters, where I feel like there's no way that you can't have like a serious tone with this shit for too long, knowing that you're gonna have to keep going with it for like potentially seasons and seasons, right?
I was immediately thinking of like how I watched Mountain Monsters when it was like live airing and all that stuff. It's like you can sort of keep up the idea for only a little bit, and then how do you keep up the concept of one of the team members, like spoiler alert in general, but I think Ben already knows this is the one we await, is like, how do you, this is a real man who is out there and exists. How are you going to say like he got kidnapped by a cryptid? Like, how do you keep that up? And this is how do you keep up that like there is a network of vampires across? How do you keep up the concept of we're going to keep running into like near like beings that could live forever and ever and ever
these
without
cabals of immortal vampires that are
like how do you keep that up without like it, if you show that person over and over again, like over through time, how do you age them? How do you not age them? Like how do you keep up with it without
where we're seeing it, is that Tony again? Are they reusing Tony as like
they put a beard on Tony
like,
right, and it's like it's harder to keep up the bit when you're trying to not make it look so much like a bit, right? That is the challenge. Because like if this was supposed to be something funny, or like a wink wink, this is a bit, slap a mustache on a guy who is the same actor over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's funny. Like, oh yeah, oh, you think he's the same exact guy from before? Actually, no, he's like 500 years old. Like, this is just him now.
Misled by vampires the whole time.
Yeah. And it's just like I said, like, you can't keep up a bit that long when you're trying to make it not look like a bit. It's hard to convince when it's something that's supposed to be supernatural, or at least kind of like
seven seasons of Mountain Monsters. The ties to reality are going to slip fully.
They're gone. When we get there, we're going to be like, I feel like once we get to those episodes of the show, we're going to start talking about it less like an adventure that friends are having. And I feel like we're going to talk about it in terms of it as a story and how it like,
that's the one, because they're bringing in they're going to have to bring in narrative, which is what they hit the ground running on this show. Like they were already like, there is a cabal of vampires. They have control of everything, basically.
Yeah.
Everything you know is a lie.
Yeah.
And they're taking over us by our storage units.
Yeah.
They have control of the stuff we can't fit into our house.
Yeah. And I think if we were sort of to take over the show as like the showrunners, right? This could have been like, for me, we could reframe this as like, this is what we had now, and then the next seasons are like, you're going back in time, right? This is how we came to this conclusion, because then that's how you can prolong the bit in a sense, where it's like you said, they already jumped into it with the sort of like the thing that you would conclude with, which is that there is a network of vampires all over the world.
Right.
How do you pull back from it when you've already like in Cannibal in the Jungle, you've already shown the evidence, and now you're gonna like blah blah blah. It's like, what I would do is the next seasons of it is actually more like, oh, here's what we actually did to get here. Here's the 20 years of maybe not the 20 years, but like here's maybe like pretending that this is like 2 years ago, and this is how we started, right? We started noticing patterns of XYZ, and then season finale of season 3 is like, and now we're back at the very first episode.
Yeah, we catch back up to where we started with this nationwide, at least, network that we're gonna have to take down.
Yeah, because then it's what you could do is like sort of use that whole like photo at the end to tie it all together, like where through this is like, oh, this is the photo now, but in the next seasons we're gonna insert this guy in random places, so you're gonna be like, holy shit, it's that guy's like, so
Sergey, and
it's like,
Sergey's a good boogeyman too.
Like he's the guy who, have you seen this man, and it's just him, kind of thing. So it's like, that
would be pretty sick. And I would definitely watch, like, I want to see Marcel infiltrating German nightclubs. I need to see that at least.
I think Marcel feels a little bit more like,
Marcel feels richer. I think there's more in that kind of in him as a character. I think as 25th generation, as a kind of maybe the fail son, maybe like the worst vampire hunter in the Von Tingen dynasty, seeking redemption. Never got a kill.
That kind of. I think like Eric's whole thing is just like how everyone sort of gets into vampires, right?
Right. I mean, Eric is like he had like his run in with a vampire. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And we don't get really anything else of like Eric's backstory. There's no like other than just his backstory of like running into a vampire, which was just kind of a random encounter.
So there's like a chance for Eric. The chance would be to like further do like a deep dive into like why he was there. Like maybe I met him that one time, and then also he just kept randomly showing up throughout time, and I became very convinced that he's a vampire because he's not aging. He's not changing, but I am. That kind of thing. Like that's his potential. Like he has a potential to grow, whereas like Marcel's potential for growth is like to stop being the fail son of
So
you know,
here's a pitch.
Yeah.
Given Eric doesn't have a great backstory. Eric is the producer of the show as well, right? We kill off Eric.
Yes.
Right. Sorry, Eric. To bring in that younger vampire hunter you were talking about. Okay. So that way Marcel is also dealing with like the trauma of losing his partner of 20 years.
Yeah.
And he's like he doesn't want to take on this new young up and comer who's just like flying off the handle, right?
Yeah, it's like it's not, it's like an existing trope of like, did you watch Nimona or like
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like this like sort of like hardened guy, and then in comes this like young whippersnapper who's like, I'm ready to like spice things up or like make things interesting, but you're resistant to it.
Right, but we also have that Marcel sucks at it.
Yeah.
Right. So like in a lot of ways, you haven't seen Mob Psycho 100, right?
Mm-mm.
So there's like the main character is like a psychic, and he's like the most powerful psychic. And then his mentor is like a psychic who is a con man who has no psychic powers, that just pretends and like scams people out of money. And so we kind of have maybe a similar thing with this, where we have like the young protege who is like so much better than like the kind of the master, right? I think that could be also pretty funny as well.
Yeah,
if we have like,
it has the potential to be funny of like the juxtaposition of like this guy who's like older and acts like he knows everything, but he hasn't done shit, whereas this like person who's like, I'm into learning more, but also like, but I've done like so much, why should I listen to you, type thing. And then like if they want to take like a serious spin to it, right, if they still want the drama of it, we could have like this, maybe this like young protege is like, my father was destroyed by a vampire, I'm here to like sort of avenge him, and the trauma of that is making me want to be, I'm very peppy and happy, but the trauma of that is making me want to be better than everybody. And to be better than everybody, I have to like kill. Whereas like Marcel is like, listen, I come from a family of really good vampire hunters and I am ass at it. I have come to accept that. I think you need to chill out, and like sort of like a paternal moment of like, let's relax for a little bit, and then let's do a beach episode where like you run into like a vampire and then it's just chill, but we leave it be. We leave the chance be, because maybe this arc is like Marcel gets to have a chance to kill a vampire.
Yeah. He doesn't.
And he
just not to.
He just like, let's just relax for a bit. Let's let go of vampires for a second. Right. So we've made it heartwarming in a sense, but like, it's like, it has so many TM, do not steal. But it's like, I don't know. It's so much.
At the very beginning, Marcel is very big on like his genocidal language is really coming out, where he's just like, we must eradicate them from the face of the earth. They have no feelings. They are not capable of love, not capable of emotion, not everything. They are predators. That's it. And that's like something that comes up like I think that's kind of a fun thing to decide for the show, is like, is Marcel right or is he wrong?
Yeah. Is he? Yeah, because that is also a thing. Like
are the vampires just like purely like blood-driven predators that are like, they're willing to lie or deceive or anything else? They're intelligent enough to do that, but they really just are completely kind of immoral. Right.
Yeah, because that is one method of survival, right? As like a creature like that, but that is not the only way to survive, right?
Right. And also it's like, if they are just another human species that evolved to drink blood, why wouldn't they have like emotion or like some form of empathy or sympathy, at least for other vampires or their, the members of their in-group or whatever?
Yeah. It's like you can't survive if you also hate people who are like you.
You're not getting together to fight the Muslims if you don't have some kind of social organization and like adherence to like a common goal.
Yeah, like this united belief is that where it stops for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to explore, obviously, about like the vampires in this universe of vampires in America.
I'm kind of just like, well, let's just do one about vampires instead. Right. So, side by side, actually, we start getting introduced to like a character who we're like pretty sure is a vampire.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, yeah, it's a mockumentary. So that's where we kind of break into the like what we do in the shadow space a little bit of like maybe the crew meets a vampire and starts kind of following them around too.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're just like, yeah, this is, hey, my name is Mark, and this is where I live. And then Marcel's off in this side, like, they have no empathy. They don't care about everything. But also they could be at the same grocery store as you. And then it cuts to like Mark going like, I actually am not a big fan of like white bread anymore because I learned that like wheat bread is actually a little bit more healthy for you. And also like I do brown sugar now instead of white sugar because and all that stuff. And then cut back to Marcel like telling like the young vampire hunter that like you can't trust them. You know, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Playing. Yeah. Yeah. Our vampire is playing with his cat and just like having a nice little time in his little house.
Yeah. And then like a one thing to do to that is like he's like having a decent time and then like someone in the crew accidentally cuts themselves and then you get a break of like, oh god, is he gonna attack? But then he just goes, oh, do you want a bandage? You know, like that kind of thing. It's just like, so you spend the whole time going like, is Marcel actually bad?
Right. The neckerchief slides down a little bit and he's just like just forgetting. Oh yeah, no, just where'd you get that actually? That's crazy. That's like such a nice piece you have there. Is that a
that's like
where you got ascot? Yeah.
There's so much. Basically what I'm saying is you should give us Vampires in America.
We'll take it from here. We'll take it from here. Don't worry about it.
We are the writer's room.
Yeah. So we've talked about like the difference between Vampires in America v Cannibal in the Jungle.
Yes.
What do you think? You know, these obviously we have, you know, show, v standalone feature. But also what do you think the ties that bind these two together as are? Yeah.
I feel like the one that immediately comes up into my mind is like how people respond to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Like people engaging with it like it is actually a documentary.
Yeah. Like it. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one big thing for me is like, that is also what I came into this with is like, we're like watching something, we're talking about something that people sort of took as like real. And then now they're like, and this is bad for everyone because I thought it was real or a lot of people thought it was real. Right. Like that is in terms of like audience and like reception of it, that is like the thing that ties them together.
Fair. Yeah. Right.
Right.
We both. Yeah. I mean, they both have the presentation that they are serious. I think it's harder for both of us to engage with Vampires in America at all on like a level where I feel like I could imagine being in the headspace where like seeing this like 10 years ago, Cannibal in the Jungle.
Yeah.
Not as exposed to the fake documentaries. Not as like I feel like that was not like the full wave yet. Like it was starting, but now that's like almost all that these kind of like channels have, right? All the like History Channel shit is all bullshit. The Travel Channel is fucking wild. Animal Planet is fucking, you know, whatever. Like it's all gone kind of the way of like supernatural, not grounded in reality shit.
Yeah.
Where I think there was like a point that there was a turning point where people were like, oh, like this is like educational programming for kids, right? Like I mean, the fucking TLC stands for the Learning Channel, and now you're not learning shit from 90 Day Fiance. I love 90 Day Fiance, but you ain't learning shit from that.
Yeah.
Right. You're not
learning what not to do.
You're learning what not to do. I mean, again, like when you're watching, or like there are other shows where like, this was inside me or whatever. And it's like, you're not learning shit from that either. Like,
well, I didn't know I was pregnant.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not watching that to know certain
don't
learn certain
shove
things.
A cell phone up my ass. Okay. That's interesting. That's cool.
Pause.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't do that?
Yeah. Right.
Like that. It's like it's like that's one of the things that I feel like. Yeah. I feel like maybe if Vampires in America came out during like the mermaids,
like that era 10 years ago,
the dragons, like those kind of things, it would have fared a lot better.
Yeah.
Like it's still I think it's still slightly harder though than the homofluorescences or
so.
the mermaid or the dragons type thing, because like it is so human bodied, and it's like it's a vampire,
right? And they make like the attempt at like the pseudoscience in it, but like there's a lot more pseudoscience to like the kind of homofluorescences and the mermaid thing, right? Like they're able to do like the aquatic ape theory states. Like there's more to draw on. Where here they're just like, yeah, vampires evolved like 60,000 years ago. In Romania,
and then they don't. They don't go stick with it.
They never touch that on that again. They just say it just to say it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I mean, yeah. So I guess it's kind of a product of like that same process that like it's a later evolution, right? Where they're like, well, you don't even the pseudoscience shit doesn't matter. Whatever. People don't care. People
now it's the story.
It's the story, yeah.
And what interesting stuff we can make happen with it.
Yeah. Which it is, I mean, again, strange that is like the model of like pretending that this is real on any level. Like that's a little troubling for sure. But it's also, I feel like a lot of that is like wanted to keep production costs as low as possible. And it's like, I like for Vampires in America especially, everything is shot in like 3 square blocks of Tucson, right? It's all just shot in like an industrial area.
And it's like,
yeah,
it's like how many speaking characters do we have? It's like Eric Marcel, the 3 witnesses.
Tony.
Wait,
is there 4 witnesses? There's 4 because there's the doctor too, right? We didn't mention the doctor in the episode, but there's a doctor guy, a veterinarian. Remember they go to like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's like those characters, and it's like, that's it.
And I mean, like, Cannibal in the Jungle had a similar thing where there was basically only what's his name, Hornbeck, and Darrow. Those are like the only 2 real speaking characters. Okay, and then they have like an actress pretending to be Darrow's sister, whose whole thing is being like, he was such a sweet boy. I love my brother. That was like her whole shtick. And then there was like the poor anthropologist that they like cut out like shit that he said out of context to be like, the Hobbit is a monster that's still around. You know, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's like that one guy who ended up in like a flat earther or something like that,
right, yeah.
documentary, and he's like, I don't know how I fucking ended up. Right, yeah. I did not say that shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like, yeah, budget wise,
yeah,
no room to get all funky with it.
No, and it must
other than just saying it, right?
It's got to be harder. Like I feel like that era too was probably easier to get like experts on because there was like enough cachet to be like, oh, it's Animal Planet. They want to talk about Homo floresiensis. Oh, that's so cool. I'm an anthropologist. I study this. I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah, and they're not thinking too much about like the state of it now.
You're right. Yeah.
Right. You're still slightly trusting back then, whereas now you're going to be like, what is this going to be about? Like, yes, you are on the Animal Planet. I could be on like Keeping Up with the Irwins because that one is fine and perfectly normal. Or I could end up on like some very bizarre like television show.
Right.
And I don't get to talk to a single Irwin, like that kind of thing. And it's like, it's a lot easier for you to appear as a talking head on this thing. Cause it's like, you're not thinking like, oh, and they're going to fucking use it on like a, cannibal hobbit situation.
Saying that the hobbits are still alive and killing people in the jungles of Flores Island.
Yeah.
Right.
They were like, oh yeah, so do you think so every time you answer us, you have to like repeat the question.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, do I think that the hobbits, the Homo floresiensis is still around killing people? And then it gets chopped up to be like, I think that it's still around killing people.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. Right. And I think like also like there's the whole kind of trust in experts thing is like down too. Like I don't think it's as important now probably to have somebody that's like claiming to be an expert, right? Like I think like you can see this in the Vampires in America thing where it is only at fucking Eric and Marcel, right?
Yeah.
And they are self-proclaimed experts. That's it.
We love an armchair expert these days, right?
Yeah, right. And we all get information from like TikTok and YouTube and shit like that. We're like just people that are like just yapping, right?
Yeah.
And like Eric and Marcel are like perfectly like of that new era where it's like, we're not Eric is not like a PhD holder in folklore or something like that.
Because that's the very least he could be, I think.
Yeah, I guess that would be like the most relevant thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Marcel ain't shit. Like they are just they're cosplayers basically.
They're literally your uncles who have a hobby that you kind of go like, where do you go at night, uncle? And he's like,
yeah.
I stalk the streets of Tucson, Arizona to catch vampires. And you're like, I guess at this age you do have to keep your mind going.
Gotta stay sharp. That's good for you. I'm glad you're
You got a friend? Why don't we?
Okay, that's cool.
Can we just stick to doing crossword puzzles, though?
Right. Yeah.
Like, please don't terrorize random convenience store employees while they're on their break.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't want any of my friends seeing you around town at the local rave because you're saying that they're going to be food for vampires.
Yeah. Right. You got to stop with like approaching teens and be like, "Do you smell a vampire?"
And it's like,
yeah. Right.
You and the cops are not going to help you because you keep saying and implying that they could solve most of their cases by saying vampires did it. Do you think that cops would say no to that? Actually, they'd actually love.
Your young blood is like steroids to a vampire, but also like almost like a drug, like a heroin or
like
crack cocaine.
I need an adult, not you. A different adult, and not your friend either. Yeah, it feels like you want to kill me.
I need like a normal person, please. Yeah.
Now, can I get a normal one? Can I get a perfectly normal one?
Yeah. Can you stop waving your machete around while you speak to me, please? Like
he's like, you haven't killed anything with a machete yet?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, it's just I just carry it around actually, and you're like,
yeah,
cool,
right? And yeah, like 10 years ago, 5 years before Vampires in America, it was like I'm actually a paleo anthropologist, and I've decided to study this, and I'm going on a deep investigation into the disappearance of a great American scientist, or whatever. Yeah.
Let me actually see what Josh Gates' thing is, because I think like Josh Gates. Yeah, Josh Gates. What is his job? What is he at? What is he? What does he? What does he?
What do you claim to be, Josh Gates?
What do you claim to be? He's a member of the Explorers Club, so he's a television producer. So what does he do? Okay, so I know that he went to Tufts. Okay, so what is your degree in? Does Josh Gates have? Because like I know like for a lot of these things is like, oh, I used to be a former FBI agent, or I used to be a cop, so this is why you should trust me.
Josh Gates. It looks like he has a bachelor's in archaeology, and he's co-majored in drama and archaeology.
That is like we've already talked about this. Is that they have a tendency to be theater kids?
Theater kids for sure. I wonder. Yeah, I think that's one of the lacks in this. Is that I don't think Eric and Marcel both have very little screen presence. Like they're not.
It almost feels like I said, like Eric is supposed to be like a stand-in for someone. Like he had a character person in mind that was perfect to go against Marcel von Tingen.
Right. And then you think COVID happened and they're like,
fuck. And he's like, well, it's gotta be me. I have a orange scarf that I can say is a made of Kevlar.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna help? It's like I imagine that he's like, oh, another person that I don't have to really spend that much money on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, for sure.
Like that kind of thing. But I mean, like for you, what is the ties that bind these two in some way?
I think there is, both of them brush on kind of the pseudoscience a little bit. That is definitely like a through line, and that kind of blending of like folklore and like both of those as being like appeals to something being real. Is that there is like folklore about it, so that makes it real.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also like, oh, well, we could say this is like scientifically what happened. This thing evolved, so this must still be around. This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there are still kind of similar appeals to legitimacy, I think, in both of them, but it's so much more half-assed in Vampires in America.
Yeah.
Where I feel like, 5 years after, Cannibal in the Jungle, they're like, we don't need to do all this shit. Like, people don't care. Like,
they just want to watch something like really that is sort of interesting because like
right. And I do think like I enjoyed Vampires in America significantly more than Cannibal in the Jungle.
Yeah, Cannibal in the Jungle had it a little suffers from like you're explaining so much.
There's a lot of it's a lot of explanation, and it's like takes itself very seriously.
Yeah.
And even like having like the like in memoriam.
Yeah,
it's Darrow who it's like
too SRS.
On be like
like at least you could laugh at and with Vampires in America, whereas like that was the thing about like Mermaids and Cannibal in the Jungle is like it's just so taking itself serious.
Right. Yeah. So I guess maybe if we're putting it in the analogy of like Mountain Monsters, like Mountain Monsters is to Destination Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot, whatever the fuck that one is.
See, we don't even remember that shit. Finding Bigfoot, I think.
Finding Bigfoot as Vampires in America is to Cannibal in the Jungle. Like one takes itself seriously, one has the more like egg-headed approach of like kind of like, well, actually, this is how this would work. Kind of again, our stance of science being the cancer of these shows.
Yeah.
I do believe that. Like, I do believe that like this show should just come out and be like, yeah, like this is like we're going balls to the wall here. We're gonna go fucking nuts. And maybe we're gonna still pretend that it like keep the documentary style, but it's gonna be fucking bizarre and weird, and we're gonna have like, giant cabals and cults and vampire shit going on all everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And like, why the fuck not, right? Like, why not go like Mountain Monsters and have people getting kidnapped by Bigfoot and controlled by him, and like, why not?
Yeah,
I think to me that seems like less dangerous than like being like, well, this is like scientifically, this is like the truth of it, and it's like, but it's not. Like, it's not good science. This is kind of junk science that you're dishing out to people, and with this appearance of like full legitimacy.
Yeah, and then like I feel like that's where Ancient Aliens lies.
Right. Yeah.
Which is the complete booty ass bullshit that is being genuinely masqueraded as something that's like real and and is actually genuinely harmful, right?
Right, for sure. Yeah. And that's like, why we have like, Graham Hancock has like a show on fucking Netflix that is like the ancient apocalypse, and it's like he's peddling bullshit. Like there's no basis in reality for his shit. He's talking about fucking angels and fucking like the Nephilim, like, and shit like that, and you're like, this is, but that they're aliens, and that all the Bible stuff is fact and shit. It's just like, this is not. We got to be real here. Like, there's got to be a distinction between like what the science says and like what the kind of narrative shit is a little bit.
It's like it is like one of those times where someone's like, what if this was the thing? But they are using the what if to actually be like, I fully believe this.
Right.
And I'm going to give it to you in the exact way that I believe it. And it's going to give you and a lot of people a headache. Instead of like,
here's my proof, and I'm going to throw as many like kind of factoid seeming things at you as possible.
Yeah. And it's like,
right.
It's not the funny kind of like, what if?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's not harmful. I don't think it's harmful to believe. Like, I think that the anthropologist that was writing about like Ebigogo and stuff like that, I do think he probably believes in them. I don't think that's harmful. Like, there's some things that are like, it's fine to believe that. Like
you're kind of irritating, but like I feel you.
But you want to believe in that? That's fine. You want to like dedicate. You want to write a book about trying to prove that it exists? That's fine. Like, at the end of the day,
do it, dude.
It's all right. But like, obviously, if somebody had the beliefs that Marcel has, they should be on medication. If you believe that there is a cabal of non-empathy feeling, monstrous creatures that are controlling pop culture, controlling media, have a conspiracy running through everything, you need your head checked, fam. That shit is fucking nuts. Like, if somebody genuinely believed that, you'd be like concerned for them. Like, if you heard that from a friend, you'd be like, "Are you? What's going on with you mentally?" Like,
yeah, and it's like, it's one thing when,
yeah,
like for me, it's like one thing when you and I are talking to each other and we're saying like absolutely buck wild stuff.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, I know who you are. You know who I am.
Yeah.
And if I say something that's a little too like, you might feel as like, does JD believe this? You can genuinely tell me. You can genuinely say to me, JD, do you genuinely believe in this? And you can check me. However, it is in the instances of when someone's like, I don't know if you really believe this.
Yeah.
And it's slightly concerning. I encourage some of the people who are genuinely feeling this way to like check out some stuff. I'm not gonna say like
do your
all
own
of
research.
do your own research on Adderall. I think one of the things about ADHD is that you really get like stuck onto a thing, and then you start believing like certain things sometimes, and you get really like narrowed down into it. However, some of the interests that I had when I started taking Adderall are gone. They were not harmful interests. They were like the kind of stuff that was like, I could sit in there forever and lose my mind. However, I pulled back from it. I no longer like that kind of thing. Right. And that's just ADHD, you know, like the rabbit holing. But if it's more about like really fully believing in it.
Yeah. And I mean, again, everyone is susceptible to some bullshit. Like, I'm sure
I'm not immune to propaganda.
I'm not immune to propaganda. I fall for shit all the time. I'm very gullible. I'm very dumb. But it is important to have that sounding board of other people to like be able to be like, hey, do you really believe, like, hold up, you don't really think that like pigeons can't fly, right? Or something like that.
Like, birds are real, right, bud? Hey, like that, birds are real, bud, right?
Right, the birds are real thing started out as like a meme, and then like now there's genuinely people that believe it. Like
I saw a bird really just, it was just floating there, and no, it's the wind.
That's the thing is, yeah, for sure. It's like, it's okay. We're all susceptible to it, and I think like overall, we have to be able to take the L sometimes and be like, oh, I was wrong. Like, that's a very important thing as a human.
Is the
to
hard
just be able
thing.
To. It's tough because it does challenge
so hard.
your identity a little bit. Of being like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong about that. But it's very important for growing and just like anything. I think, like, honestly,
one of the cool things is being able to say that I was wrong about it and now I've changed, or I have looked into it and now I'm developed, because like that shows like your ability to like grow out of something and then learn something new, right? Being wrong isn't the end of it, and that is I feel like something that we have to accept. And I still have to like, I'm not gonna be like, and when I was wrong and someone told me I was wrong, immediately I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, you still have the hurt of like, oh, I came off really stupid then.
Yeah, maybe your ego steps in and is like, well, no, I wasn't wrong, you were wrong. Like, you know, like defensive-ness, all that stuff. It's all very human things to go through and to do.
Natural.
And it's okay to go through it. And it's okay because, like, again, we're all flawed. We're all kind of dumb. I think everyone is gullible and dumb about some shit. Like,
you're not going to be perfect about all of these things.
No. And I'm again, like, I think you and we have like a little bit more knowledge about like anthropology, archaeology, that kind of stuff, right? Obviously, we can talk pie faces all day. You want to talk about some flint fuels? Obviously, not
I still have the stuff that I was making in fucking like college.
Yeah, for sure. And like that's not standard shit, right? Like most people would look at that and be like, "That's convincing. Look at that stone tool." And that is like where the thing is, like, you have to be able to take in other people's knowledge that have more knowledge about a certain subject than you do. They might have less knowledge about something else than you do, but knowledge is not like this thing where it's just like, I have more of it. It's all in me. It's like,
you can get some too.
You can pick some up. People share knowledge. Knowledge is a very diffuse thing, but it's also like, you have a finite amount of shit in your brain. You might know more about cars than I do. I might know more about stone tools than you do. All this shit is all important. It doesn't make us. It's all okay. It's okay to have gaps in your knowledge, and it's okay for those gaps to get filled by bullshit, as long as you're willing to kind of like, listen to somebody that knows that is bullshit and say, okay, no, for sure, I can kind of reassess once you get past that defensive, like, no, fuck you, I'm right, like fucking ancient aliens wouldn't lie to me or whatever.
Yeah, because then now you're like, oh, and I know more now.
Yeah, right.
Right. It's not.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's
to
cool
learn.
to know things. It's like like when Ben knows something that I don't take it as like a personal gripe against me.
No.
On what I know,
and
because
vice versa.
it's like,
I mean, yeah, it's like
I'm not gonna know everything, right?
Yeah.
Like when Ben was talking about like the stone tools, I definitely knew them in my mind and I could draw you a photo. But when he was referring to like certain specific things that I had to look up and then be like, oh, I remember this, right? It wasn't like why is he showing off? He's a nerd. No, I'm like, oh, I either didn't know this or I completely forgot about this and now I remember, and that's great.
Yeah, and it's again, not it was probably not important to you beyond like that one class where I decided to spend like 3 more years learning about stone tools.
Where I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually go and get a headache over at sociology. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna do some art history.
Yeah,
because that's where my headaches are at. Like that kind of.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know. That's one of the hard things about these things. It's just like someone can fully like take in all this information and then like decide that it's like
this is it. This is like what I'm attaching to. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, I need to go to episode 26. There's like some stuff in there about why is my access denied? JK. No, there's some stuff in there that's like, hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was like a big thing of like people after the mermaid's body found of being like, this is real. I can't believe that like this was revealed, and like of course the government was lying to us the whole time and like shit like that. Like,
yeah, it's a little. There's like some theories in mermaids that let me in. Let me in. I need it. 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 Let me in. Why is it saying that I need permission? Let me in. Tabad. Oh, yeah. Let me into the Black & Decker home improvement stuff, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, guys, we're talking about Black & Decker now.
We're talking about making decks here.
Yeah. Okay, actually, that is not the right one, Jitty. That would be so... I think my problem is that because I kept titling these like the most ridiculous things. What is it? Aquatic ape theory? Yeah. Wait. I'm capable of whimsy and I'm also a hater. Okay, JD. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's like when they take like the aquatic ape theory and then like that is their takeaway from the whole thing. Like maybe they didn't come away like believing in mermaids. However, now they're equipped with the aquatic ape theory.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Right. They're equipped with like, actually, there are cave paintings in Egypt.
Yeah.
That prove this. So I don't actually believe in all of this, but did you know about the Moken people?
This is a good piece of evidence here. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Did you know about this? Did you know about that? And it's like,
right. Yeah, for sure.
What's up? Right. Like, even if the person doesn't take the entire thing true, it's like, I actually can't. This is actually when we split off as the Homo sapiens and the Homo floresiensis. That's actually where it went fucking wrong, guys. Yeah, right. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that is how we interact with information too. Is that we pick up little pieces of it, right? We're not like, oh, I can regurgitate everything I heard in Mermaid's Body Found, but it is like, oh, I walked away with this idea that like, oh yeah, we're mer people. Like there are aquatic ape theory, and that sounds scientific, right?
Legit.
It sounds legit.
Legitness.
It's kind of bullshit. I mean, you know, but it is like, or like, yeah, like people that are like into like Terrence McKenna and like he's like the Stone Ape theory, right? Where he's like, we evolved because apes started eating mushrooms and then they like their brains grew because the third eye, you know, or whatever. And it's like, again, like a theory in science is like a very defined thing, right? The theory of evolution is very established, right? We're not stoned ape theory, not quite at that level, all right? Aquatic ape theory, not quite at evolution level, right? There's like a little less evidence of that than the idea that like over time organisms develop and change based on the environment that they're in, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, it's like the thing where people are like, "But it's like theory, so it's like the same thing." And also, theory also means it's not been proven, and it's like, no, like the theory of gravity is, you know, test that shit out every day. It's still going to happen. Like the laws of physics are the laws of physics, you know. Like,
yeah, I feel like sometimes idea and theory become like slightly interchangeable.
That's the thing, yeah, for sure. Is like, I mean, and again, that's fine, and like, because like white people, again, we're more entertainers than we are educators.
Yeah,
we'll say, yeah, I have a theory, and that's like how we use it is not the same as like the science established way of using like a theory, right?
Like a theory, yeah.
And again, it is like that kind of like mismatch between just like, and I feel like also part of it is that like academia is very gatekeepy and has been for a long time and does not make shit accessible, and it kind of intentionally keeps shit like as obtuse and arcane as possible. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's like yeah, you probably like science communicators is like a very important job. Not that we are doing that, we are not, but like that's an important thing, is like being able to like communicate hard concepts to people that aren't familiar with them, because it's like, I don't fucking know. Like, you know, if I'm trying to learn about physics, I'm not gonna like go read a fucking physics book. I don't know what the jargon.
It's not mandatory for us anymore.
It's not, no, and it's like,
we're not being graded at it anymore.
No, for sure. And it's like, yeah, it's like there's an important place for that and that kind of like new media shit to like step in and fill the space, right? Like, but I think the risk is that we've also seen like decline of like kind of old school media into the like the same slop that is getting put out
slop content,
right? Like, I mean, let's be real, like Vampires in America is like slop content. Like, it's not adding anything, right? There's no educational purpose here. Again, we're going back to the TLC thing. TLC is no longer about the learning channel.
Channel,
right? Like, if you want to learn something, most people are like, oh, let's go to YouTube, right? And that's great. There are great resources on YouTube. There are very smart people doing great jobs of communicating things effectively. But it's also like there's certain things where it's like, oh, why is this person now talking about like race theory or something like that, or like race science or whatever?
Race
like,
science.
This seems like a weird turn. Like,
what do you mean phrenology?
Right. Yeah. Where it is just like we're in a very kind of Wild West thing where you are left to your own devices to kind of make your own meaning and understanding of the world. Because I mean, I wouldn't, you know, you can't really trust like fucking the Learning Channel. You can't trust, I mean, again, and they're all corporations. You shouldn't expect them to be trustworthy, right?
Yeah.
They're all just seeking profits and they're giving us what we want because we watch this shit. I watch this shit. I like it. It's fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough nut to crack because yeah, we're kind of fucked on every end here.
We are. It's just like Ben and I could sit here and ask for. We can make jokes about science being the disease of cryptozoology all we like, but then we're like, what can we do?
It is, yeah, because it is just like we both I think genuinely do enjoy cryptids. We like are intrigued by them. We love hearing about them, and we love folklore. We love hearing about all that shit. But it is like, I think both of us bristle a little bit when it is like, well, the scientific. It's like no. Leave this pure. Leave this.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I know. Like, we do bristle when it's like I jokingly did it for like Vampires in America whenever they're like, it is said that, or people believe that. But when I'm watching something that's supposed to be like, this is like the serious beans of it. Like when I'm watching something like Finding Bigfoot, I'm watching it because I'm like very interested in listening to people's like story about like what they encountered. However, when we're getting to like the hunting aspect of it or like the sciencey sections of it, I'm just kind of like, and this is where I'm logging off, you know, like I'm logging off, I'm still watching it, but I have logged off in my belief of it. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think I get that. And I feel like the thing is like also the more we've gotten into kind of cryptid media, the less I believe in cryptids, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it kind of it sucks. Like, because for me, like the point of like whenever I look into like some of the things I look into is so that I can either be less scared of the things, like, okay, you won't catch me doing an episode on Smile Dog because I don't think I'll ever get over a Smile Dog. But like the point of me doing some of the things that I'm doing for the show is like so I can be like less afraid of them. But then like you said, like the more we look into certain things, sometimes it becomes less funny to me. Right. Or less believable, or I just kind of want to leave it as something that I didn't know jack shit about.
For sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like, there was like I've thought about that with like, I heard something like a quote about somebody like, oh, I don't want to learn how to play music because I feel like it will kind of kill the magic for me a little bit. And I'm like, I kind of get that. Like, that's how I feel about like cryptids too, and music, but also cryptids, and also kind of like the stars. Like, I'm like, I like looking at the stars. I don't really like. I'm interested in like kind of how stars form and stuff like that. But I don't want to like look at everything and be like, oh, I know what that is. 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 Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't appeal to me. I'm like, oh, the mystery of it is kind of fun. Like, it's kind of cool to be like, oh, I don't know what that is. Like, you know?
Yeah, and it's very
how
I think
that work? Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes I was like, how does that happen? Yeah. And anyway, you know, I was like, I just want to ask how it happens. I don't want to know. Because like, it's very funny for you to like bring up like music, right? Because as
musician in our midst. Yeah.
As I know more about it, the harder it is for me to do because I overthink the things that I'm doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. The more I have always been around musicians, people who make music and all that stuff. And it's like, when we were younger, it is like easier for us to do something that is kind of theoretically wrong, right? Because it sounds awful, but it's like funny to us. But as you get older and you know more of the things, it's like harder for it to come out of me because then now I'm like overthinking it, right? I used to like crank out like 5 songs like a week in like high school, but now I quite literally cannot tell you the last time I wrote a song. Because I have been working on the same like 5 things now for like the past year.
Right. And you're kind of like just trying to stick to like the conventions of like what's right and like what sounds good and stuff like that. Right. Yeah.
And when I'm not, it's like, I'm like, and this one's for me. Right. Yeah. And this one's for me. Or like I'm putting it out and like, I do not care what you think about it. Yeah. But then it's also like for here, it's like the more we talk about it, I'm like, we already said that here. Please refer to that. But then it's also like, we have to say it again because like we have to say it for the podcast, but also for ourselves.
For sure. Yeah. Like again, because we're kind of like, we're negotiating our own relationship with like cryptid shit, right? I think in a way where it's like, we both kind of walked away from the egghead thing. Like both of us now are just like, okay, science. No. You don't belong here. This is not part of this. I want the goofy crackpot shit.
Yeah, like.
But I also don't believe the goofy crackpot shit. But maybe it's more entertaining for us. And like, I do want to believe. I want to believe in cryptids. Like, there's a part of me that's like, I want to believe in shit. Like, it's fun. Like,
yeah, I still have like a poster that's just like the I want to believe thingy from like thing.
Xbox. And it's like I want to believe. And I want it to stay in belief too. I don't want it to necessarily move to like factually. I don't care about that. I care like it's kind of like a religion thing or just like anything where it's like it's in the realm of faith, it's in the realm of belief.
Yeah,
it can stay there. That's fine. I don't need it to be verified by science, right?
Yeah, because sometimes that's when we really like that's where it gets too much of like trying to convince.
Yeah, right. And I feel like that's also kind of like where, the convincing thing and also just kind of where the danger sometimes lies with this shit is like when they're like, well, let me tell you like what's really going on with like triple brackets them. And you're like, Okay, so you're getting into this is where the pipeline starts, is like
Yeah.
when people are like, well, let me convince you of this, because it's
Yeah.
like you start with that and then it's like suddenly it's like, well, the protocols of the elders of Zion, and you're like, oh, whoa, let's fucking chill out here. I was just trying to look at something about Bigfoot. Okay,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Like, it's hard. Like, okay, this is now for us then,
yeah,
right? Because when I first came into this, we were writing about like meme culture, right? Like, and like explaining certain things. And at those times, I am like, I'm still citing things, right? I'm still looking at like papers and articles for like certain things. But I was heavily doing that when I was writing in the beginning, because I was like, and now scientifically, this is what explains this. Culturally, this is what explains this.
Right.
However, when I'm doing like in the past couple of like things that I've had to do, I either have become not necessarily tired of having to like explain something, but I have wanted to look at the story more.
Sure, yeah.
And then relate to it, and then sort of sprinkle in like, and this is why that is XYZ, right? And this is why that. But it's like, and now I am just kind of like, I don't want to science this away, or I don't want to like cite this away, because it's kind of like, for me, it takes the fun out of like the thing.
For sure. Yeah. I get that.
And also it's like, if right now, I think on the podcast, we're like both seated on like, yes, like we want to believe this, but it's also like, I don't care too much about it being like real. Like, yes, I would love for like the Fresno Nightcrawlers to be real, and I believe it, but like,
it doesn't make a difference in my life.
It doesn't make a difference in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Fresno.
Right.
Like if Bigfoot exists, what is that going to do for me?
Yeah, for real. No.
Like I love, like, it's once we're like looking into things more, I am now looking at like the story and the cultural aspect of it, right? Because sometimes when we're like, we look at something and like we thought it was like funny in the beginning, but now it's like when we get like when we encounter a meme and it's like, oh, like this was like this is like the Momo creature, and like, and then this is what people were doing with it, and then you're just kind of like, I'm here to have a good time with my best friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think like overall, like it's also kind of about expression, what we're doing here, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't necessarily want it. Yeah, again, like it's kind of like we don't want it to be like this, like, well, factually, like I don't want it to be like the rape bro shit. I don't want to engage in any of that fucking shit. I don't care. I do not care. I'm here to have a chat. I'm here to yap it up. And do something that I enjoy doing with somebody that I like talking to. And I think that's an important thing to me. It's an important part of my life, is doing the show. But again, I don't give a fuck if like scientifically the Hobbit is out in the woods. It doesn't make a difference to me. Like a lot of the world is still pretty fucked up. Does not change anything really. You know?
Yeah. It's like I come into like when I give you Cannibal in the Jungle, it's because I know that you're an anthropology guy. That's where we met.
Yeah.
And then I would love your interpretation of this and how you thought of it. Right. I thought it was scary because not because it was like, I believe that this thing is real, but like tactics of it scared the shit out of me, right? At that time. Now I'm like, Ben's probably not going to find this scary. What did he take away from
for sure.
Cannibal in the Jungle?
Right. And I gave you Vampires in America because I'm like, Marcel is such a freak. I need JD to see this. I need JD to see Eric and Marcel and like the cast of the fucking My Fair Lady at the Tucson Repertory Theater that they got. It's just
they didn't get to do Shakespeare in summer or Shakespeare at the park. They got to do Vampires in America type shit. Yeah. And I feel like most of the episodes now for me is like, how does Ben see this?
That's interesting. Yeah, we're trying to feel out each other's perspective on stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because like I can know about the Mothman or like a topic that you're doing, but then I'm like, but how does Ben know about it? How is he coming into this kind of thing?
Yeah.
And then also then people are going to listen to it.
Yeah.
And also someone is in the conversation. They're listening to me and Ben have a chat, you know?
Yeah, I think overall, I think maybe we've started kind of writing for each other more in a little bit of ways.
Yeah, I'm like, the jokes
we're kind of like, this is you and me here. Like, let's be fucking real here. Let's listen.
I'm like, this is to make sure.
Yeah.
That gang is still around, right?
Like,
you know, like,
our 31 listeners, you guys are welcome to listen in. But mostly this is for us.
Like you're at the next table listening to us while you're like doing your dishes or something like that. But just so you know, partially 75% of the time, the jokes are indeed for Ben.
Oh yeah, most of the stuff is make Shady laugh. So
right? Like it's How many? Third year, by the way.
Yeah.
And me and Ben are just now like, actually, we're writing for each other, guys.
Yeah. Our friendship is the prize that we made along the way. I don't know. You know.
It was the friends that we made along the way, but we're already still friends.
But like the friendship has continued to continue.
Cannibal in the Jungle has highlighted that we're almost in the 10th year of that.
I think this is the 10th year. So yeah.
This is the 10th.
Yeah, 2015 we met, so.
Lord.
3 years of that podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of us.
I am.
Look, y'all, thank you for listening. I think we're going to leave it there. This is our second season, very serious, of the new stuff we're doing with the show. Let us know if you like it. Let us know if you don't. We're probably going to keep doing it for a while because we kind of backlogged the episodes, so sometimes things don't change immediately. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you like the show, tell a friend. If you don't, tell an enemy. All of our music is provided by Yager Frank, the very talented Yager Frank. We'll catch you for the next season.